Now, these are devastating and truly horrific allegations.
For years, Catherine, Princess of Wales, has been viewed as one of the monarchy's most important future figures. But according to a growing wave of royal commentary, recent developments suggest that the future may be arriving much sooner than many people expected. What has captured the attention of royal watchers is not a dramatic public announcement or a constitutional change. Instead, it is a series of decisions that appear to place Catherine closer to the center of royal authority than ever before. At a time when King Charles continues managing significant health challenges and the monarchy faces questions about long-term stability, many observers believe the palace is quietly preparing for the next chapter. And according to those commentators, Catherine is no longer simply being treated as a future queen. She is increasingly being entrusted with responsibilities that suggest the institution already views her as one of its most trusted guardians. According to many royal commentators, the story begins with a reality that has shaped nearly every major royal discussion over the past 2 years: King Charles's health. When the palace confirmed that the king was undergoing cancer treatment, the announcement immediately triggered questions about the future direction of the monarchy. While officials consistently emphasized that Charles remained committed to his duties and continued carrying out important responsibilities, observers naturally began paying closer attention to the figures expected to support the institution during a period of uncertainty. Among those figures, none attracted more attention than Catherine. What makes Catherine's rise particularly fascinating is that it has not occurred through dramatic speeches, public campaigns, or visible efforts to accumulate influence. Instead, according to many analysts, it has happened through trust. Trust built over years of disciplined public service. Trust earned through consistency. Trust reinforced by her ability to navigate both personal challenges and royal responsibilities without creating instability around the institution. As a result, many observers argue that Catherine now occupies a position within the monarchy that extends far beyond ceremonial appearances and charitable engagements. This perception grew even stronger as a series of important responsibilities began shifting toward William and Catherine. Royal commentators frequently point to the increasing authority granted to the Prince and Princess of Wales as evidence that the palace is thinking carefully about the future. While these changes may appear administrative on the surface, supporters of the narrative argue that they carry a much deeper significance. They believe the institution is gradually preparing the next generation for a larger role while ensuring continuity remains visible to both the public and the wider Commonwealth. According to many observers, this is where Catherine's story becomes especially remarkable. For years, she was often described as a future queen. Now, commentators increasingly describe her as an active participant in shaping the future monarchy. That distinction matters, because future queens are expected to support. Future queens-in-waiting are expected to prepare. But individuals entrusted with significant institutional responsibilities are expected to lead. And according to many analysts, that transition appears to be happening in real time. What makes the timing even more significant is that Catherine herself has faced serious health challenges. Following her own cancer diagnosis and treatment, many people wondered how quickly she would return to public duties and whether she would choose to adopt a less demanding role. Instead, according to commentators, her gradual return reinforced the qualities the monarchy values most: resilience, stability, and a willingness to place institutional duty above personal attention. Every appearance, every engagement, and every carefully managed return to public life appeared to strengthen confidence in her ability to handle greater responsibilities. As a result, many royal observers believe the palace is sending a clear message, even if it has never formally stated one. The message is not necessarily about immediate succession. It is not necessarily about dramatic change. Rather, it is about preparation. Preparation for the future. Preparation for continuity. And preparation for a monarchy that increasingly sees Catherine not simply as an important member of the royal family, but as one of the key figures entrusted with protecting its future legacy. According to many commentators, that perception explains why recent developments surrounding Catherine have generated so much attention across royal circles, and why questions about her expanding role continue growing with every passing month. According to many royal commentators, one of the clearest signs of Catherine's growing importance within the monarchy can be seen in the responsibilities that have gradually been entrusted to her over the past several years. While casual observers often focus on public appearances, fashion headlines, or major ceremonial events, royal analysts argue that the most revealing developments are frequently the ones that receive the least attention. These are the administrative responsibilities, institutional privileges, and symbolic roles that quietly indicate how much confidence the palace places in a particular individual. And according to many observers, Catherine has been receiving an increasing number of those signals. One of the most frequently discussed examples involves the authority granted to William and Catherine regarding royal warrants. On the surface, this may appear to be a technical administrative matter. However, many commentators point out that royal warrants carry enormous significance within British public life. They are not simply decorative endorsements. They represent an official connection between businesses and the royal household, often serving as a mark of quality, prestige, and trust. For centuries, decisions involving royal warrants have been associated with the highest levels of royal authority, which is why analysts paid close attention when Catherine became part of that process. What made the development particularly noteworthy was its historical context. For generations, certain privileges remained closely connected to reigning monarchs and their immediate households. As a result, when Catherine received responsibilities traditionally associated with senior royal authority, many observers interpreted it as more than a routine administrative adjustment. They viewed it as a signal that the institution was increasingly preparing her for a larger role. A signal that future leadership was already being integrated into key areas of royal life. And a signal that Catherine's position within the monarchy was continuing to evolve. According to many commentators, this evolution did not happen overnight. It was built through years of careful preparation and consistent performance. When Catherine first entered royal life, public discussions often focused on whether she could successfully adapt to the extraordinary pressures associated with the institution. Unlike those born into the monarchy, she entered as an outsider expected to navigate centuries of tradition, intense media scrutiny, and immense public expectations. Many people underestimated how difficult that transition would be. Yet over time, perceptions began changing. Rather than seeking attention, Catherine focused on learning. Rather than rushing into major responsibilities, she approached them gradually. Rather than attempting to redefine the institution immediately, she worked within its existing framework while steadily building trust. According to many royal observers, that patience became one of her greatest strengths. The monarchy places tremendous value on reliability. It values individuals who can represent the institution consistently over long periods of time without creating instability or unnecessary controversy. Catherine's supporters argue that she demonstrated precisely those qualities. Through years of public service, charitable initiatives, diplomatic appearances, and family responsibilities, she gradually established herself as one of the most dependable figures within the royal family. This growing trust became even more important following the health challenges faced by both King Charles and Catherine herself. Many analysts believe those experiences reinforced the palace's confidence in her ability to handle greater responsibilities. While recovering from cancer treatment, Catherine largely avoided turning her personal circumstances into a public spectacle. Instead, she gradually resumed her duties while maintaining the composed and measured approach that had defined her public image for years. According to many commentators, that response carried enormous significance inside royal circles. Because leadership within the monarchy is not measured solely by popularity. It is measured by resilience. It is measured by judgment. It is measured by the ability to place institutional stability above personal attention. And according to many observers, Catherine's actions demonstrated exactly those qualities. As a result, many royal analysts believe the increasing responsibilities being entrusted to her are not isolated developments. Instead, they see them as part of a broader pattern, one in which the palace is gradually preparing the Princess of Wales for a future role of extraordinary importance. Whether discussing royal warrants, ceremonial responsibilities, charitable leadership, or the stewardship of historic royal traditions, the message perceived by many commentators remains remarkably consistent. Catherine is no longer simply being introduced to the future monarchy. She is increasingly being trusted to help shape it. According to many royal commentators, the discussion surrounding Catherine's expanding role becomes even more fascinating when attention shifts from administrative responsibilities to the symbols that define the monarchy itself. Throughout British history, royal authority has never been expressed solely through laws, ceremonies, or official titles. It has also been represented through objects that carry centuries of history and meaning. Crowns, tiaras, scepters, jewels, and ceremonial regalia have long served as visible reminders of continuity between generations of monarchs. Because of that history, many observers believe that the palace is always extremely careful when deciding who is associated with these symbols and how they are presented to the public. And according to many analysts, Catherine's increasingly visible connection to royal heritage is one of the strongest indicators of how much confidence the institution now places in her. What makes this development especially noteworthy is that Catherine's relationship with these historic symbols has evolved gradually rather than suddenly. During the early years of her royal life, appearances involving significant royal jewels or major ceremonial regalia were relatively limited. Over time, however, royal observers began noticing a pattern. Catherine was increasingly appearing at important state occasions. She was increasingly associated with historic pieces that carried deep connections to previous generations of royal women. And she was increasingly positioned as one of the key figures responsible for representing continuity between the monarchy's past and its future. According to many commentators, these developments matter because symbols hold enormous power within institutions that depend on tradition. The monarchy does not derive its identity solely from the individuals currently occupying royal positions. It derives its identity from the idea that each generation inherits responsibilities from the one before it and then passes those responsibilities onward. Historic royal treasures serve as physical reminders of that process. They connect modern royal figures to centuries of history, reinforcing the idea that the institution is larger than any one individual. This is where trust becomes particularly important, because symbols only retain their meaning if the people entrusted with them understand their significance. The palace cannot simply place these responsibilities in the hands of anyone. It must have confidence that the individual involved appreciates both the history and the responsibility attached to the role. According to many observers, Catherine has spent years demonstrating precisely those qualities. Royal analysts frequently point to her careful and measured approach to public life as one of the reasons she has earned such confidence. Rather than attempting to modernize the monarchy through dramatic gestures, she has often balanced tradition and contemporary expectations in a way that appeals to both longtime royal supporters and younger audiences. This balancing act has become increasingly valuable because the monarchy faces the challenge of remaining relevant in a rapidly changing world while preserving the traditions that define its identity. Another factor frequently mentioned by commentators is Catherine's extraordinary public influence. Over the years, her appearances have generated enormous international attention. Whether attending a state banquet, representing a charitable initiative, or participating in a ceremonial event, she has demonstrated a remarkable ability to focus public interest on the monarchy itself. Many observers argue that this influence extends far beyond fashion or celebrity. When Catherine appears wearing historic royal pieces, public curiosity often shifts toward the stories, traditions, and historical significance attached to those objects. In that sense, she helps transform centuries-old symbols into something contemporary audiences can still connect with. According to many royal analysts, this combination of trust, responsibility, and public influence helps explain why Catherine's role continues expanding. The institution appears to view her not only as a future queen, but also as someone capable of protecting and preserving the monarchy's most important traditions while ensuring they remain meaningful for future generations. And according to many commentators, that responsibility may prove every bit as significant as any official title she eventually receives. According to many royal commentators, the discussion becomes even more intriguing when attention turns toward the future structure of the monarchy and the role Catherine is expected to play within it. While King Charles remains firmly on the throne and continues carrying out his constitutional responsibilities, many observers believe the palace has increasingly focused on ensuring that the next generation is fully prepared whenever greater responsibilities eventually arrive. In that context, Catherine is often viewed not simply as the wife of the future king, but as one of the central figures around whom the next era of the monarchy may be built. According to analysts, this perception helps explain why so many recent developments appear designed to strengthen her connection to both royal tradition and institutional authority. What makes this particularly significant is the contrast many commentators draw between Catherine's role and that of other senior royal figures. Throughout history, queens consort have often exercised considerable influence, yet the monarchy ultimately measures success through continuity across generations rather than through any single reign. According to many observers, that long-term perspective is crucial for understanding recent decisions. The palace is not merely considering what works today. It is considering what will work 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and even further into the future. When viewed through that lens, Catherine occupies a uniquely important position because she is expected to remain at the heart of the institution for decades. According to many analysts, this long-term outlook explains why William and Catherine are increasingly being associated with responsibilities that extend beyond ceremonial appearances. Every additional role, every expanded responsibility, and every visible sign of institutional trust contributes to a broader process of preparation. Supporters of the narrative argue that the palace understands the importance of ensuring a smooth transition whenever the next chapter eventually begins. Rather than waiting until the last possible moment, they believe the institution prefers to introduce future leaders gradually, allowing both the public and the wider royal structure to become accustomed to their growing responsibilities over time. This approach also reflects a fundamental principle of monarchy itself: continuity. The institution survives not because it constantly reinvents itself, but because it carefully manages change. Every generation inherits traditions from the previous one. Every generation adapts those traditions to contemporary realities. And every generation prepares the next generation to continue the process. According to many commentators, Catherine has increasingly become one of the most visible examples of this principle in action. Another factor frequently highlighted by royal observers is the partnership between William and Catherine. Unlike many historical royal transitions that were shaped by uncertainty or rivalry, the future Prince and Princess of Wales are often presented as a unified team. Their public appearances, charitable initiatives, and shared responsibilities reinforce the perception that they are preparing together for the roles that await them. According to many analysts, this partnership has become one of the monarchy's greatest assets because it combines stability, public popularity, and a clear sense of purpose. What further strengthens Catherine's position, according to commentators, is the extraordinary level of public trust she has accumulated over the years. Trust is not something that can be granted through official documents or ceremonial appointments alone. It must be earned through behavior, judgment, and consistency. Catherine's supporters argue that her willingness to navigate personal challenges while maintaining her commitment to public service has significantly strengthened that trust. Her measured approach, her emphasis on duty, and her ability to avoid unnecessary controversy have all contributed to an image of reliability that resonates strongly with many people. According to many royal analysts, this is ultimately why discussions about Catherine's expanding responsibilities generate such widespread interest. The conversation is no longer simply about individual duties or symbolic roles. It is about the future identity of the monarchy itself. As King Charles continues guiding the institution through the present, increasing attention is being directed toward the figures expected to guide it through the future. And among those figures, few command more attention, trust, or expectation than Catherine, whose role appears to be growing steadily as the palace continues preparing for whatever lies ahead. According to many royal commentators, the most remarkable aspect of Catherine's journey is not the responsibilities she has recently received, but the transformation that made those responsibilities possible in the first place. When she first entered the royal family, much of the public discussion focused on whether she could adapt to an institution shaped by centuries of tradition and expectation. Few people were talking about future leadership, historic responsibilities, or the possibility that she would one day become one of the most trusted figures within the monarchy. Yet over time, through patience, discipline, and consistency, Catherine gradually changed that conversation. Instead of being viewed simply as the wife of a future king, she increasingly came to be viewed as a central figure in the monarchy's long-term future. According to many observers, that transformation may ultimately become one of the most important royal stories of the modern era. What makes this development especially significant is the timing. The monarchy finds itself navigating a period of uncertainty shaped by health concerns, generational transition, and evolving public expectations. During such periods, institutions often place enormous value on stability and continuity. According to many royal analysts, the growing trust being placed in Catherine reflects exactly those priorities. Every new responsibility, every visible sign of confidence, and every expanded role contributes to a broader message that the palace appears eager to reinforce. That message is that the future of the monarchy is being prepared carefully, deliberately, and well in advance of any formal transition. Many commentators believe this is why Catherine's expanding influence attracts so much attention. The discussion is not merely about ceremonial duties or symbolic honors. It is about what those responsibilities represent. They represent trust, they represent preparation, and they represent the belief that certain individuals will eventually carry forward traditions that have existed for centuries. Whether discussing historic royal treasures, major public engagements, charitable leadership, or constitutional symbolism, the underlying theme remains remarkably consistent. Catherine is increasingly being positioned as a guardian of continuity during a time when continuity matters more than ever. Another factor frequently highlighted by royal observers is the partnership she shares with Prince William. Together, they are often portrayed as the faces of the monarchy's future. Their public roles complement one another, their responsibilities continue expanding, and their visibility has grown steadily over the past several years. According to many analysts, this partnership provides reassurance to those who want to see a stable transition between generations. Rather than waiting for a future change to occur before preparing new leadership, the institution appears to be gradually introducing that leadership to the public over time. What many commentators find particularly fascinating is that this process has unfolded without dramatic announcements or sweeping declarations. Instead, it has occurred through a series of carefully managed decisions that gradually increased Catherine's role and visibility. Each development may seem modest when viewed on its own. Yet when those developments are examined together, they reveal a broader pattern that many observers believe points toward the monarchy's long-term strategy. According to many royal analysts, the ultimate significance of Catherine's expanding responsibilities may not be fully understood for years. Historical transitions are often easier to recognize in hindsight than in the moment itself. What appears today as a series of administrative decisions may eventually be viewed as the foundation upon which a future royal era was built. And if that proves true, then Catherine's current role may represent far more than a temporary expansion of duties. It may represent the gradual emergence of one of the defining figures of the monarchy's next chapter. Whatever the future ultimately holds, one thing appears increasingly clear to many observers. Catherine has become one of the most respected, trusted, and influential members of the royal family. The woman who once entered the institution as an outsider is now widely viewed as one of its most important protectors. And according to many commentators, that extraordinary journey may only be the beginning of an even larger royal legacy still waiting to unfold. What do you think? Is Catherine already being prepared for a much larger role behind the scenes, or do you believe these developments simply reflect the natural responsibilities of a future queen? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because this remains one of the most discussed topics among royal watchers around the world. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest coverage of Catherine, Princess of Wales, Prince William, King Charles III, and the stories shaping the future of the British monarchy. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.